dead sister has been texting me for 3 days. Tonight she wants to play hide and seek. I got the first text 3 days ago at exactly 3:33 a.m. I was pulling an all-nighter studying for finals when my phone buzzed. No number showed up, just a blank contact and 5 words that made my blood run cold. Ready to play hide and seek? I stared at the message for a solid minute. Who texts someone at 3:33 in the morning asking to play a children's game? I figured it was some drunk college kid with the wrong number, so I typed back quickly, wrong number, try someone else. I went back to my textbooks, but something about that message bothered me. The timestamp was weird too. It showed as sent at 3:33:33 a.m. exactly, down to the second. That's not normal. The next morning I woke up to 17 missed calls from my little sister Maya. My heart dropped because she never calls that many times, unless something's wrong. I called her back immediately. Thank God you answered, she said, her voice shaking. Something weird happened last night. I got this creepy text asking if I wanted to play hide and seek. It scared me so much I couldn't sleep. My stomach twisted. What time did you get it? 3:33 a.m. exactly. The contact was just blank. I blocked it, but then I got another one an hour later saying, your brother said no, but you didn't. What does that mean? I felt the room spinning around me. How did whoever sent that text know Maya was my sister? How did they know I'd gotten a message too? I tried to keep my voice calm. It's probably just some prank, Maya. Block the number and don't respond to anything else. But I knew this wasn't a prank. This was something else entirely. That night I was eating dinner when my phone buzzed again. Same blank contact, but this time the message made my hands shake. Maya looks so peaceful when she sleeps. Third window from the left, purple curtains. She really should lock her window. I dropped my phone and immediately called Maya while sprinting to my car. She answered on the first ring, crying. He's here, she whispered. Someone's outside my window right now, just standing there in the dark. I can see his outline, but I can't make out his face. Lock your door and hide in the bathroom, I yelled into the phone while driving like a maniac toward her dorm. I'm calling the police and I'm on my way. The call to 911 was useless. By the time they arrived, whoever was outside had vanished. The officer said there were no footprints, no evidence anyone had been there. Maya was hysterical, describing a tall figure who just stood motionless for 20 minutes before disappearing into thin air. The police wrote it off as a stress hallucination from finals week, but Maya and I knew what we'd experienced was real. The third night, I stayed in Maya's dorm room. We pushed furniture against the door and kept all the lights on. At 3:33 a.m., both our phones buzzed simultaneously. Time to play for real. Maya hides first. You have 60 seconds starting now. I looked at Maya and she was gone, just gone. She'd been sitting right next to me on her bed, and in the split second I looked at my phone, she'd vanished completely. The furniture we'd barricaded against the door was still in place. The windows were locked from the inside. There was no way she could have left the room. Maya! I screamed, tearing apart her tiny dorm room. I checked under the bed, in the closet, behind the curtains. Nothing. She disappeared into thin air. My phone buzzed again. Found her. Your turn to hide. 60 seconds starting now. That's when I realized the horrible truth. This wasn't about hide and seek at all. Maya wasn't my sister. She never was my sister. I'd been living with false memories for 19 years. The real Maya had died when she was 7, the day she went missing during a game of hide and seek in our backyard. I'd suppressed the memory so completely that I'd created an entire fake life where she'd grown up alongside me. The texts weren't from some stranger. They were from the thing that took the real Maya 12 years ago, and now it had come back to finish what it started. My phone screen went black, except for a countdown timer. 59, 58, 57. I ran out of the dorm room and down the hallway, but every door I tried was locked. The elevator buttons wouldn't work. The stairwell doors were sealed shut. I was trapped on the 3rd floor with nowhere to hide. 45, 44, 43. I could hear footsteps echoing from somewhere in the building. Heavy, deliberate steps that seemed to come from every direction at once. The temperature dropped so quickly, I could see my breath in the fluorescent lighting. Mukpada, what's it, David? 28. I tried calling 911, but my phone had no signal. I banged on every door, screaming for help, but the entire floor was dead silent, except for those approaching footsteps. 15, 14, 13. I spotted a janitor's closet at the end of the hall and sprinted toward it. The door was unlocked. I squeezed inside and pulled the door shut just as the timer hit 0. The footsteps stopped right outside my hiding spot. I held my breath and tried to stay perfectly still in the suffocating darkness. Then I heard the most terrifying sound of my life. A little girl giggling. Found you, Maya's voice whispered from right behind me in the closet. I spun around, and in the darkness I could just make out her silhouette, but something was wrong with her proportion. Her limbs were too long, twisted at impossible angles. When she smiled, her teeth reflected what little light crept under the door. I've been hiding for 12 years, waiting for you to find me, she said in that sweet 7-year-old voice that haunted my dream. But now that you're here, we can play forever. The closet door slammed shut and locked from the outside. My phone lit up with one final message. Game over. Your turn to hide forever.